Hello.
Hello, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Sorry, I couldn't hear you at the first.
How are you, man? Thank you very much for your
I'm
time.
fine, thank you.
Well,
Thank you for inviting me. I'm Sherwin, vocal and guitar from Anoushbard, uh, and I'm glad to being in your program. And I have to say hello to all your fans and listeners from Iran and
great.
whole the world.
Before we start, it was a very nice surprise to know the band. Something incredible for us. Maybe we don't know almost anything about Iran here in our country, and
Really?
beside what we know about the kind of country you are, Muslim countries, are what USA tell us, and it's not always the truth. USA has their particular point of view about the
Yes,
world,
I know.
and well,
That's right. But I think you should focus on something very important that you don't find in news. I mean, if you want to know about a country and find out what is going on exactly there, you should ignore all the news because they
mhm,
want to dictate it something to you
yeah,
that you have to know. But I think the truth is beneath that news. And well, yes, Iran is a Muslim country, but most people, they're not religious people. Show us as a very, how can I say that, undeveloped country
mhm,
with Islamic rules. But I think there's something beneath this. For example, news or fake news. I have to say fake news. But thanks for inviting us, and I'm here to collaborate and clarify every question that you have. I think you should ignore the politics and politicians
uh-huh.
because they are just telling lies.
Well, let's start with this. As I told you, a really great surprise to know about Anoushbard. It's a great band. I love that music, that kind of influences the band has. It's incredible. What does
Thank you.
the name of the band mean?
Uh, well, I have to start with this. We are really interested in our history. The name belongs to about um 600 AD, about 1,400 years ago. It was a political prison, which is very important for rulers at that time because um, they try to imprison very important persons. For example, uh, a king had a brother, and he competes with, for example, his brother to, be a king.
Mhm.
And if he wants to eliminate his rival, or for example, his brother, they sentence him to this place. Anoushbard, in a meaning, it means a place you will be forgotten
Mhm.
uh, forever. But it was very horrifying. It was a horrible and horrifying place,
Mhm.
which is the sentenced people couldn't do anything that commit to suicide. They tried to live in a prison for, I think, for whole life,
Mhm.
and it was terrible. But we found this name very conceptual for a metal band, which is most of our lyrics belongs to the history. We are telling some history about our country. Also, we found this name very meaningful and practical for a metal band. That's why we choose it from our history, actually.
Great. Well, and I guess we could say the Persian tradition has influenced your music lyrics, for example, and do you use some kind of folk instrument, we could say?
I have to say, as a source and as an influencer, yes, I really like Persian poetry, and also I have read a lot of history book belongs to Iran. I think the great influence for our lyrics is history and also our poetry. Mm-hmm. But for the music, I have to say we really like some European and also American metal bands, which is very famous in the world. And we as a kid, we used to play and also listen to all of that. Mm-hmm. And if I want to name some bands, I have to say I think Opeth is one of the most and great influence in our band. Mm-hmm. For example, the style of singing, and also using that dark, atmosphere in our music.
Uh-huh. I must ask you if are you seeing like some kind of creator to your country because the kind of music you play?
Unfortunately, in our country, metal music it's not legal. I mean, we're not allowed to play metal music in a public. Mm-hmm. There are great restriction about these things. For example, they didn't allow us to having a harsh vocal. Mm-hmm. Or there are some bands, and I think there are lots of metal fan in Iran, but it is not legal thing, and that's the point. We have to stay away from public. Uh-huh. But I think rock is a little bit different. I think rock music is allowed because it's a little bit softer than metal music, and also the lyrics it's about something that they are allowed to play it.
And when you say it's not legal, it means that you can just play in public, or it means that you can, for example, go to jail because of this?
I have to say there is no written rule for that. Mm-hmm. But if you want to if you want to have a concert in Iran, you should have some certificate. Mm-hmm. For example, you should go to the Ministry of Culture and have some certificate for I want to play in a concert, or I want to have some audience, but they don't allow you to have that certificate. Mm-hmm. And they try to bring some barriers in your way. Mm-hmm. Okay, you should sing it in Persian, you should, for example, if you want to sing in English, you should translate your old lyrics, and at the end, you find out yourself in a very complicated way. So you should give it up.
And that's because we could say that metal is related to Satan worship and things like that.
I think they are trying to telling this in this way, but I don't think so, because personally I don't believe in these things, for example Satan or something like this. And in our music we are trying to represent our great history in a, for example, very energetic way. I find this music, in that way. I mean, it's very energetic, and also it's very. Sometimes it can be very harsh, but I think it's thrilling. But I think it's a little bit different from our government. They try to ignore it as a art. They said, okay, it's not a music. Music is just a traditional music.
Of course, it's a shame because I think that all the Middle East culture fits perfectly with heavy metal and related styles. It sounds really great. The history you have with this kind of sounds.
Yes, I know that. But I think in our neighborhood, some countries, for example, UAE, there are some festivals belongs to the metal and rock music. And I found it, I think it's a good idea to have that, festivals. And maybe in the future we can take part in that festivals. But in our country, unfortunately, there is no space for that. There is no rules for that,
the kind of musician I see you are, I don't know, surprised me because you are doing an amazing job. I guess it must take a lot of work, energy, time, money to do what you do.
That's right.
To do all the things you do, and you can play it in public. I guess you must be a really strong person to do that kind of things.
Thanks for saying that. To be honest, we are trying to find some, overseas market, and that's why we were written all the lyrics in English, and also we tried to represent our music to the world. Because if you want to work in Iran, I found it's very disappointing. Because there are some audience and fans, but if you can't, have concert in public, it's pointless. But the concept and the goal of our band is to be an international musical band. And I think we are trying to reach that goal.
Of course. Sherwin, how do you get into heavy metal? Why? Where did you know it?
It was a long time ago when I was, I think, 6 or 7, 6 or 7, I guess. I have a sister. She is 6 or 7 years older than me. At that time, she played an instrument, and also she loves rock and metal music. and I think it was the start for me. And we had a channel. I think it was an MTV, and there are some programs belongs to the metal.
Mm-hmm.
And as a child, I was very interested uh, to find out that kind of music. And I can remember that I have a Metallica album as a gift, and I think I started from listening to that album.
Uh-huh. Oh, MTV was able there in Iran.
Yes, via satellite. Yes,
Uh-huh.
but it was not a general thing. You should buy some receivers and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and you can receive that channel, but it's not very popular at that time.
Uh-huh. Anyway, MTV nowadays doesn't have nothing to do with with music.
That's right. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. And we could say Anoushbard today is just two musicians.
No, there are four of us recently.
You're four. Now you're four.
Yes. Yes.
So
yes.
you found a drummer?
That's right. Yes. Recently, two members have joined us. Two members have joined us. A drummer and a bass player. And we are preparing for some concerts after the coronavirus situation. Yes, we are trying to take part in some festivals.
Great. Europe or Middle East?
It depends. I think we should start from Middle East. But in the future, maybe we can take part in some European festivals.
And do you have some kind of I don't know if you can do it there, some kind of musical background? Did you study music?
Personally, no. Actually, my major was something related to mining engineering. But music, well, I had some classes when I was 17. I started from that age. But there are some academic majors in our university, but most of them are classical music or traditional Persian music.
So your regular job is?
I run my own business in a electronic business in a security cameras field.
Great.
But my most of time belongs to music. I mean, because my first priority is music, and always be, and that's why I dedicated myself to music.
I guess the kind of music you do must take a long time, a lot of work, I guess.
That's right. Yes, that's right. Because you should practice a lot, and also as a as a singer and as a guitar player, I have to practice both skills at the same time.
Of course.
And it takes a lot of time.
And not just composing lyrics, recording, rehearsals previously, but then I guess there's a lot of production there.
That's right. Yes, it's very breathtaking. I have to say, Because you should buy some materials and equipments, and also you find a way to have a great sound. I mean, for example, for the first album, we didn't have any drummer, and we use some program for drumming, which was very frustrating, but finally we find a member who can play drums for us. Yes, I think the production it takes a lot of time. For a first album, it took about 1 year to record and also to compose all that 6 tracks that we have.
We're talking about Mitra?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. 1 year.
1 year for production. Yes.
Great. It's a long time. How hard is it to get a drummer for your band there?
It's really hard actually, because most of players tend to be in a pop music because they can earn money in that genre. But metal, because you can't have any concert, you should find a way to earn money, and that's why people try to be a pop music drummer.
Of course.
And also we are getting older, and I think most of our friends try to find another job.
Of course.
That's why you should search a lot and find a proper member for a band.
What do you see? How do you see yourself in the future? With talking about the band, of course. Where would you like to get?
Well, we are working on another album actually, and we are trying to find find an overseas market. But in the future, we're going to find a great label to represent our music, and also we are interested in taking part in festivals. I mean, for example, American or European festivals. And I think we can do that. We can do that because we are trying to represent some distinctive music, some unique music.
Yeah.
Belongs to our country, but we can be an international band, as an international band. I see that future, very near future, And I think after the second album, we can reach that goal and fulfill our dreams, actually. Yes, actually, Siavash and I, we are very interested in to continuing, as far as we can, and be a reputable band in the world. It's our dreams, but someday we can reach it. Actually, we try to represent what we feel, about our history, about the music, and also we have some influence for our traditional music. It really helps us, that's why it sounds something unique, and Spanish people, Spanish speaking people, didn't hear that. You know, see,
It's
that's
great.
why.
And just to close the show, the interview, I'd like you to choose two Anoushbard songs that you would like the people hear, and tell us why. Why those two songs?
I have to say the first one, I think Gates of Teaspoon is very interesting sound. Personally, I really like that song because I wrote it in a great mood. I mean, I read a book about history, and after I finished that, I think it was 600 pages. And after that, I tried to, compose my feeling. And it was Gates of Teaspoon. And I have to say the second one, The Man Who Rides Through the Fire. I think it sounds great. And I really really like it.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Sherwin.
much.
It was a real pleasure to have you here and to know about
Thank
you
you.
and
Thank
about
you
the band.
very much.
So
Thank you very much.
We're waiting.
It was
to
great
see,
honor.
We're waiting to see the set in the festival.
Okay. See you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.